almost dropped my light. Anyway, this is your reading, Sagittarius, for July 2021. Let's get into it. For Sagittarius, July 2021 for Sagittarius. And last shuffle for Sagittarius for July 2021. Y'all, that's funny. I could have restarted the video, but I said, they'll be all right. We have move away from a difficult situation, number 42. I love the face she's giving. She's giving a stank face. She's like, ew. Get out of my face. Get away from me. You're moving away from a difficult situation, and I love it. I don't feel like you're bitter about it at all, honestly. Enter your sacred space. Commune with your fairy allies. Number 25. Ooh, I just noticed the dove above her head. I feel like, yeah, you're leaving a situation, and you're real fancy about it. You're real, I don't want to say stuck up, because that's usually seen as a bad thing. But you're like, bye, you know. Run wild for a while, number 52. So yeah, you're getting out of a long-term relationship, whether that's in work, family, friend, career. You're getting out of a long-term relationship where it's very constricting, you couldn't grow, or you've reached a point where there was no more growth. Embrace the three worlds, number 11. Yeah, you feel really free. You feel really free. Oh, I love that for you. Plant the seed of a new template. So even if you're not leaving a long-term relationship, you've left a part of it behind. Because I know everyone's not leaving a relationship, okay? So some way, somehow, either you left a relationship or you set boundaries and freed yourself. Maybe you didn't set boundaries. Maybe you just said, okay, I'm going to go do this. Get out my face. Okay, I'm not advising that. But some way, somehow, you and so moved away from a difficult situation, or you took yourself out of that. You found your sacred space and communed with your fairies or whoever you believe in. And you decide, you set yourself free, and you're embracing these three worlds. There's your world, there's the spirit world, and then there's the real world, the physical world. And you're embracing all three of them. You're so free, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Maybe you're embracing those three worlds. Either way, you are able to unlock a part of yourself. And oh, I love this for you. You plant the seeds of a new template, a new you. And the template is not just a new you, it's the new. You remove those restrictions of your past that kept you at a certain point. So it's like those restrictions are removed. And I just realized she got like a DNA cord, or I forgot what this is called, in her hair. I just saw that. I just noticed it. So yeah, you've activated something within yourself that told you something that told you couldn't be as free as you are right now. You broke through that. You broke that. All right, let's get into the tarot. My Sagittarians are free. Or anyone who's watching this with Sag in their chart. Oh. And I love this energy. It's like, oh, I might do the rest of the zodiac signs today. Because at the start of these July readings, there were some restrictions. Or in June, there was a lot of restrictions. But everyone's coming to a point where they're just so free. Whatever their limitations were are no longer existing. And it's not just that they've fallen away. It's like you've learned something new about yourself in the situation that set you free. And that'll set you free in the future. So you can take that mindset into a new situation so that you won't get stuck again. Oh, we love to see it. Nine of Swords. Yes, you're moving away from this anxiety, this worry, this sleepless nights. For some of you, depression. That is underneath the moving away from the difficult situation. No more of that. Three of Swords. I feel like I'm preaching. I feel like I'm preaching. Enter your sacred space, commune with your fairies. So you've been heartbroken, you've been down. That's why this energy is so freeing. Because you've been going through a rough time, Sagittarius, and you're finally learning how to get out of that. And then the Ten of Wands, you've been going through such a hard time. And clarifying the run wild and free. So any burdens or responsibilities that's been placed on you by others, all that shit, you're dropping it. It's done. It's over. If you've been going through anxiety, worry, sleepless nights, heartbreaking, pain, betrayal, backstabbing, other people placing their responsibilities and restrictions onto you, especially the Ten of Wands is one of the most restricting cards physically. And for it to be clarified, running wild and free, that means you're doing things that aren't your job, that aren't your responsibility. Drop that shit. Let them handle it themselves. And then we have the King of Swords. Clarifying, embrace the three worlds. So you could be around someone who's, okay, so I'm seeing this two ways. The King of Swords is someone who's very intelligent, very open-minded, carefree, in a sense where, like, they're very smart, very wise. Very smart person. Very clever person. But notice they have the three swords. One in their mouth and two that they're juggling. So this person can also be very restricting. Very sharp tongue. Their wit, you know. This person could have been this could have been you. Or someone you were dealing with. Maybe at one point you were very restricted. Like this, did everything by the book. You never strayed from the path. You did things a certain way and you cut out extra bullshit. You wouldn't take any detours. You got a one-track mind, a straight, narrow, and you're not going any other way. And it's like these two are very different. Free. This person's very free to do what they please. But this person only sees one world while this person sees three. So this could have been you and you've changed that about yourself. You allowed yourself to go from the King of Swords, being all up in your head, restricted, only seeing things a certain way, or only seeing one path or on one way of doing things. You're setting yourself free from this. Or you could have been dealing with someone who placed those things onto you. Someone who's very cold. Someone who spoke very nasty, verbally abusive, mentally and verbally, emotionally abusive person who broke your heart, put you in all this. It could have been an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or you could have that in your chart. So you could have been dealing with someone who's like this, or this could just be aspects of you that you're overcoming in this King of Swords energy. Overall energy is the Eight of Swords. So, wow. Yeah. I feel like if you weren't dealing with someone like this, or if you're not, because it does say move away from difficult situations, or move away from a difficult situation. So, if this is someone you dealt with, you're leaving them behind. Now, for some of you, you could have just gone through a rough patch with your partner, and this person has changed. You could be watching this, and for some of you, this is your partner's transformation from the King of Swords to this person here. Or this could be your transformation. You know, take it as it resonates. But there's someone who's gone from this King of Swords energy, this restrictive, controlling for some, like one track mind, is only one way of doing things. We're going to do it this way, never going to stray from the path, to someone who's free. So if you were with someone, or you were working for someone, or you live with someone, you were friends with someone who broke your heart, who had you up at night overthinking, confused. This is a mental trap. Overall energy being the Eight of Swords is a mental trap. That means that you were always free. Your mind just made you feel like you weren't. You were always free to get up and go. But because she's wrapped up in VHS tape, we all know that could be easily torn and ripped and broken. Underneath this is the Ace of Cups. So that is what's coming to you. You're coming out of this. So again, if you've been stuck in a mental trap, overthinking, anxiety, worry, sleepless nights, depression, feeling stuck, heartbroken, weighed down, restricted, bound, or like you got a lot of responsibilities on your plate and all you want to do is be set free, that's what's happening for you in the month of July. By the end of July 2021, if you're watching this, you will be free. Or whenever you see this reading is when it is meant for you. You're coming out of this. And I keep looking at the King of Swords because I put it underneath it. And it's like they have a new head on their shoulders. They have a new head on their shoulders because this is how I have the card lined up. No more restriction. No more mental anguish. That's all I'm seeing. All right, let's clarify this for Sagittarius. Because these cards, these oracle cards are very polar opposite to these cards down here. A lot of swords. All swords and one wand. And these are all about setting yourself free. Clarify this for my Sagittarians. And last shuffle. I feel like this is more so just about you setting your own thoughts and feelings free, but it could resonate for those of you who are dealing with someone very controlling or dealing with someone who's like this and they're setting themselves free. Clarifying the Nine of Swords is the Eight of Pentacles. So you could be working overtime, overthinking. Magician, yeah, there's definitely manipulation here, unfortunately, for some of you. And for some of you, this is just you overworking, trying to manifest, overworking yourself to try to manifest healing. Maybe you think you can think yourself out of depression or anxiety. There's someone who overthinks to the point where they think they can think themselves out of a situation. And there's someone here who, a workaholic, working themselves to the bone to try to manifest someone or something. I didn't mean to say someone, but maybe someone is trying to manifest someone. Or there's a boss who works you to the bone. And also there's someone who's manipulating you to work this hard, or you're working hard to try to understand. Like someone's manipulating you to overthink and you're moving away from that situation or overwork yourself. Clarifying the Three of Swords is the King of Wands. That is you. And the Ace of Cups. I just said I saw the Ace of Cups underneath the, and look, right underneath the Eight of Swords. Ace of Cups. So you go from the heartbreak to wish to love. You go from the Three of Swords to the Ace of Swords. The Three of Swords clarified by the Ace of Swords. So sometimes the best way to set ourselves free is to feel that heartbreak. It's always darkest before dawn. Now, I know there's been some breakups that, of course, every breakup, I'm not going to say every breakup hurts. For me, they do. But sometimes, or, always, you move on after a breakup. And some of them are the best decisions you could ever make. It hurts at first. You feel like it's the end of the world. And then you realize, like, how much you let go of to be with this person, or how much you stop doing to be with this person, or how, it's like before them you used to be this carefree person, doing you, getting up and going when you want to, doing new things, and then you start dating this person and your life changes and fits to them. Or you start this new job and certain things have to stop. Whatever it is for you. This situation restricted you heavily. It took away who you are. But this heartbreak was necessary for you to gain yourself back, your self-love back, your self-respect back. You took it back and you're getting it back. I don't want to bring up new love because I feel like after something like this, you're probably not ready for it. But I do see it here with the Ace of Cups. I see a love offer. But I'm seeing it as self-love first. Clarifying the Ten of Wands is the Fool. See? New freaking beginning. For some of you, it could have been immediately after, or it could have just happened a lot faster than you think. Because you go from Nine of Swords to the Magician, manifesting. Three of Swords to the Ace of Cups, new beginning in love. It's like your situations healed themselves. Why do I sound like Gary Vee? Excuse me. And you got another Ace of Wands. Like, come on. Again, Nine of Swords to the Magician, Three of Swords to the Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands to the Ace of Wands. You're getting a hard reset. And then not to mention the Fool, a new beginning. Clarifying the King of Swords is the Five of Wands. So this piece of shit person, this King of Wands, is someone you had a lot of conflict with. And then the Judgment. Overall energy is I said King of Wands. King of Swords. Overall energy is the King of Swords. So again, for some of you, this is an aspect of you. For others of you, this is a person, a physical person that you've been dealing with. It could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We do have the Fool here, Aquarius, Judgment. It could be a Taurus. It could be a Gemini. Again, definitely an air sign or an earth sign. What I'm getting. It could be a fire sign for some of you, but I'm getting strong air energy. Okay, so if you were dealing with a controlling person, because that's all I'm getting from this person is manipulative and controlling. You fight with this person a lot, or you did, and then the Judgment card. So either, I don't know, they called a judgment on this, or you did. Maybe you had to become the King of Swords, because I see you as the King of Wands. Maybe you had to become the King of Swords on this person, place, or thing, or on yourself to end it. Maybe you had to cut your heart off to this person and be very blunt and call a judgment on this. Or maybe someone's judgment caused an argument. Now, for some of you, this is a rough patch in a relationship. Okay, because not everyone's leaving a situation just because you've argued. For some of you, the situation is more drastic than others. Some of you weren't dealing with the controlling person or manipulation. Some of you were dealing with someone who's just gone cold. The situation just went, south for some. It's going to be different for everyone. But the main thing I'm seeing here is outside of this person, because Spirit keeps telling me to focus on you. Like, fuck this person. Spirit keeps telling you to focus on you in this reading and your transformation, because your transformation is incredible. It's like, not only do you call judgment on someone else in the situation, if there is someone else for you in this situation, but it's like you're no longer doing these things to yourself. You're no longer putting yourself in this Nine of Swords energy, or Eight of Swords energy, or the Three of Swords, or Ten of Wands. You're not allowing it to happen anymore. You've literally set yourself free from all these restrictions, all this mental trap, all this overworking and not getting what you deserve, all this manipulation, controlling, all that. You've literally manifested a new beginning in love and fire, passion, ambition, creativity, joy. Magician, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Judgment. This is because of you. You've manifested. And then the Fool, you've manifested this for yourself. Love, passion, fire, ambition, like creativity. You're literally setting yourself free in this situation. Or your partner is. I feel like this is you, though. It's like I want to touch on the partnership part, but Spirit's telling me to focus on you. You're opening some window in your mind as well for some of you there, that door. And I feel like that's I feel like this is all mental. You felt like you were stuck with all these swords, but you opened a door in your mind. It's like, damn, I'm not stuck actually. Fuck that. And then I love that with the run wild and free, she has a staff, a wand in her hand, and then there's a 10 of wands, and then there's the ace of wands. So it's like you have the ace of wands in your hand, you have the staff, you have the control, you're taking back your freedom, your power, your creativity. Do that. Be that. And then she has that wand in her hand again, and then here again. Yes, that fire, that passion, who you are. Okay, if anyone tries to take that away from you, then they don't need to be in your life. And if there's any part of you that thinks that you shouldn't be this way or it's restricting, it's time for you to address that part of yourself. Open that window and why do you feel that way? You know, why do you feel like you have to restrain a literal aspect of you that's not hurting anyone? It's not hurting anyone. And I feel like maybe for some of you, it stems from childhood where a parental figure tried to suppress that within you. Fuck what they think. Okay? Live your best life. Be free. I'm going to read these cards again. Okay? Move away from a difficult situation. You know exactly what that situation is. Whether that's an aspect inside of you or a person, place, or thing outside of you. Enter your sacred space. Commune with your fairy allies. I feel like that's music for some of you. If you go into this space, this creative space, and commune with whoever or whatever you believe in, you're going to get that Ace of Cups, that new creative energy. And I feel like that's the part of you that someone tried to suppress in you. Run wild for a while. Yes, you've been holed up in your room, restricting yourself, trying to snuff out a part of yourself. No, that's not what we do. All right, embrace the 3 worlds. Do it. I don't care how old you are. You need to go out and play right now, because whatever this is has really tried to take away what is always going to be there. So you can go your whole life trying to press this part out of you. It's always going to be there. That's why you feel this way. Because if that part of you didn't exist, you wouldn't feel so depressed about not acting it out. If you can't be depressed about something that doesn't exist anyway within you, you know what I mean? Like you can't be missing something or sad about something that was never there to begin with. Like this part of yourself, this playful, energetic, free-spirited part of yourself is still there. And either you or someone outside of you is trying to suppress it. And that is why you feel so sad. Plant the seed of a new template. Yes, yes, yes. And that is number 1. Okay? All right. If you like to purchase any of these rings, the link is in the description box below. And if this reading resonated, don't forget to give me a like, comment, subscribe, or share. I send you peace, blessings, and love. Namaste.